Hello Udemy, I am Shazad Ahmed from Shikzi.com and welcome in lecture number 5. Today we are going to discuss about the JavaScript syntax and the statement. So if you are new or if you are a beginner, so you have to familiar with them. First of all, what is the statement? For suppose this is the statement. This is the first statement, this is the second statement, and this is the third statement. If you are writing your code here and adding the colon, this is your statement, because in programming language these are the statements. You can also separate your statements with your using semicolon, or you can terminate your single statement, one statement, adding your single column. Okay, so now these are the statements. So what are the variables? First of all, the JavaScript in programming language. So what are the variables? In programming language, variables are used to store the values, the data values, for suppose 1 to 1.1 and your string, word, or a special character. So these are the values. You can store these values in your variables. How can you define your variables? If you are not familiar with JavaScript, so now I'm showing you, you can declare your variables with using var. Your variables name, for suppose XYZ, you can add your variable name. I'm saying variable name here, and you can assign the value to your variable like this. Okay, we will discuss about your value here. Why I'm using this single quotations? Because this is the string, so that's why I'm using the single. Okay, so now if I have the string, integer value, for suppose variables name, this is your variables name. You can also define, for suppose Shikzi. That means the variable name is now Shikzi. Equals to sign, you can use the 10 without quotations, single quotations or double quotations. Why? Because this is the integer value. If you have a floating value like 1.1 or 1.11, so you can use this. Okay, so these are the variables. These are the ways to declare and assign the value to your variables. So these are the operators: plus, minus, multiplications. This is multiplications, divided. These are the operators. For suppose if you have a 10 plus 10 value, that means this is the operator and these are the operands. Okay, you always perform these type of task in your mathematics. Okay, so this is the assignment operator. Equals to, single equals to is the assignment operator. That why, because if you are saying that you have a x variables and you are assigning the 10 value, that means you are already assigned the 10 value to your x variables. Or in simple words, you are saying you have stored the 10 value in your x variables. You can create as many as variables as you want. And now how can you concatenate two strings? For suppose if you have a string 1, so this is the variable name, string 1 is the variable name. I'm saying hello, for suppose, and now I'm saying I'm declaring another variables which is string 2, and now I'm using the double quotations here. You can also use single or double quotations. So now this is the one statement, this is the second statement. I'm saying world. Now how can you concatenate two variables? So now I'm saying string plus string 2. You can concatenate these two variables, okay, like this. We will discuss about them, but for now you can also do like this. Okay, so now go to your console, refresh the page, remove your index or remove your alert, and now I'm saying var, that means I am going to declare a variable. For suppose I am saying x equals to 10. Okay, you can also use the space, it's totally depend upon you. Okay, so now I'm saying I have a x, and now I'm going to show the x in the console.log. Okay, now you have to assign the x here. Go to your page, refresh the page, right click, inspect element, console. As you can see, it's showing 10. You can also use the document dot get element by id. You can, where the id, I'm saying this id, single or double quotations, and now I'm saying inner.html. So this is the inner.html, and you can assign the x here. Okay, make sure this is dot inner.html. You have to add the semicolon to terminate or to end your statement. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, it's showing us the 10. For suppose if you have another value, for suppose I'm saying string is the variable string 1 I have just created or I have just declared. I'm saying my string. So how can you concatenate with your first variables with second variables? I'm saying plus string 1. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, it's fine. Now if you are storing, I'm saying integer. Now show your integer, this plus sign, that means you are merging these two variables. So as you can see, it's saying integer 10. Okay, so for suppose if you are adding the static value to your variable, so this is the 10. For suppose I'm saying plus and then single quotations, I'm saying here is my text. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, you can also add the space here. So as you can see, it's saying here is my text. You can also use simple. So how can you perform the operators? Sorry, how can you use the operators? I'm saying var y equals to 20. For suppose I'm saying 10 plus y. That means I am now adding these two variables. Adding, that means I'm using the add operator. Click on this. As you can see, it's saying it's adding 10 with 20 because we have assigned the value 10 to our x variables and we have assigned the 20 value to our y variables. So in this way you can perform or you can create or declare the variables. So I think this is enough for today. In the next lecture we are going to cover some other topics. Thank you for watching.